Hello darlings, and welcome back to another review of 90 Day Fiance. Before we get to it, I just want to say that I've been trying really hard to keep up with these Vlogmas videos, but I actually got sick. If you can hear, my voice doesn't sound like it usually does. It sounds kind of more... Wish I could keep this voice. Keep the voice, but stop being sick. But I can't, so let's carry on. The Fernanda and Jonathan situation, because I'm honestly not interested. Like, every week it's the same thing. Fernanda cries and bitches towards Jonathan, and Jonathan like gets all teary-eyed and is like, oh, I know I need to change, and I'm gonna change because of Fernanda. And I'm just like, you're 30-something years old. Do you think you're really gonna change because a 20 or 19-year-old says something to you that, I don't know, touch a spot? And you're like, oh yeah, I'm really realizing this. How did you not realize that in your 31 years of being alive? Or you're 32. I don't even know how old you are. But whatever. Let's move on to the actual interesting people. We start off right where we left Jay and Ashley with someone beating on their door, and they go out and they see exactly who we thought it would be. It's Natalie, and she's still mad about the fact that Ashley is going through with the wedding and she's gonna marry Jay. Instead of her just marrying Jay, her problem now is that they're going away to Vegas to get married because, you know, that's just so bad that they would ever possibly consider going away to get married. And now she's even more upset than the fact that, you know, she was kicked out of the wedding in the first place. Not to mention, she's mad about basically her relationship with Ashley is just completely non-existent anymore, and she just think, oh, maybe I should show up and make things worse. She said since they could walk, they're being told to get out of Jamaica. Who exactly is being told that? Natalie, enlighten me, because I was born in Jamaica, and no one ever, since I was a kid, was telling me, oh, you need to get out of Jamaica. No one is raising their kids in Jamaica, telling them, oh, whatever you gotta do, whatever you need to do to get out of Jamaica. At the point when she said that, I'm like, bitch, you want Ross in your face. That was the moment I was like, I feel like TLC or the producers of this show are really trying to make sure that these people say things that they know will somehow trigger people. Natalie, I don't know if it's the producers or it's you, but if it's you, change your attitude. After Natalie was disrespectful not only towards Jay but also to Ashley, she just rolled off on her scooter like the troll that she is. Ashley and Jay goes to Vegas, and Jay's just having a blast because apparently Vegas reminded him of Jamaica, where he could just do whatever. He could lay out by the pool and feel the sun, even though he's worried for some reason he's worried about getting dark. I'm like, things we need to change regarding colorism in the black community. Ashley is also worried that their sex life is just way too active because, you know, they're banging like 3 times a day. He thinks that's actually maybe not enough. She doesn't think it's healthy. So he suggests that, oh, well, you know, that's why some men cheat. And she said, if you cheat, I'll cut your dick off. She just laid all out. Let him know. Kalani and Asuelu. Ooh, that's a bombshell. I think we all saw it coming. Like, we all know that we're banging like rabbits, and, you know, condoms are for slut people. Slut people. Kalani springs the news on everyone that she is indeed pregnant. She is pregnant, okay? And she's surprised, like, honey, there are consequences to your actions. And if you're going around like a rabbit and you just cannot resist that asuelu dying, then of course, honey, of course you're gonna get pregnant. What do you think? Like, he's not wrapping it up either, so what exactly do you think is gonna happen? Like, Come on. She's worried about the financial repercussions of having another child. And I'm just like, honey, you want to make some extra coins? Here's what you do. You got that long, beautiful, thick head of hair. You sell that shit. You know, make some wigs out of it. It goes a long way. I'm gonna say that's like good quality hair too. Like you can get like maybe like 500 a bundle. Like honey, you got a lot of length and a lot of hair. Like it's thick and long, just like that Asuelo D. Moving on to the next couple, Colty and Larissa. Ooh, Larissa. What is her problem? Larissa is all over the freaking place because she cannot negotiate and go with the negotiation. She cannot roll over and just, I don't know, accept that Colt is constantly threatening to send her back home. Just constantly worried about whether or not Colt is complimenting her enough or if Colt is looking at other girls. And I'm like, Larissa, relax, chill. Like we all saw Colt sitting there on that couch that they didn't want to buy in the first place with his nice lady legs, looking at one-way tickets for your ass back to Brazil. And he told you that you need to shape up or ship out, and you pretend that you were shaping up for like 5 seconds, and then you go out with his friends and immediately you start to argue with him about him not complimenting you enough right in front of them, and they're just standing there awkward, just looking at you like you're on one side and the three of them is just there like, what is this girl's problem? Colt says that he decided that he's not going to have his wedding at this restaurant. However, they went back just to eat, and guess who's there? Miss Pretty Glasses. If you notice the type of attitude that she has compared to the first time when we met that same young lady, she seems a lot more like, like, I know you're looking at me, I want you to look at me right now. And Colt is just like, you ain't gonna get me, honey. You're not gonna get me. You think I'm gonna look your direction? You're over here. I'm looking over here, honey. I'm looking over here. Yeah, my eyes on the prize. My eyes on the Brazilian prize next to me. I don't see you. I don't know that you exist. Oh, what? No. Oh, you're bringing my food? Okay, good. Put it down right there and go, girl. Go, girl. Go. See, Larissa, I didn't even look at her. You see, I didn't even look at her. I don't even know she exists. You're trying too hard, Colt. We can see right through it. And Larissa is just loving that because she feels like she's won and she's the center of attention. Like, girl, stop being so worried about Colt. Like, worst comes to worst, you leave Colt, you find another man. Like, you, girl. I'm so sick because I'm so sick of the next couple. Eric and the devil. They're so fitting for each other. One lacks all sense of a backbone, and the other one is just a trifling bitch. Okay, Eric had the nerve to say on national TV that Leda is his priority right now because he could always go back and fix the issue with his daughter. You told your daughter to take her shit and get the F out of your apartment. The apartment that her name is on the lease. She missed 1 month of rent. The 1 month that you agreed to. You illegally kicked this young lady out of her apartment because she kept going over to her boyfriend's house because she did not want to deal with your witch of a fiance. So you kick her out. And then you feel like, oh, I could just fix that. That's what it is when you take people for granted. That is a plain example of taking someone for granted. And you're taking your child for granted. Just because you feel like you can always fix that. No, you may never get the chance to fix that relationship. You may never get the chance to be in your daughter's life. You don't know what the rest of your family is gonna feel like when they find out how you treat your daughter. You can see his father is not okay with the old idea that this man, Eric, put his daughter out of the house so this bitch could move in. So that this bitch could take her own child and put in the room that his daughter occupied. Just because you want that punani at night, and the baby, the 5-year-old child, was cock-blocking him. I'm assuming that's the reason why they just can't wait to get Alessandra out of the room, because he ain't got none since Lita got there. Tanya comes over to have a conversation with the succubus from Jakarta to let her know that her behavior towards her children are just completely unacceptable. Tanya wants to keep the peace in the family, and she feels like everything can be resolved smoothly. But when you're dealing with a succubus like Leda, it doesn't work like that, because her goal is to completely isolate Eric from the rest of his family so that she can manipulate him however she wants to. And her explanation towards Tanya of why she was such a see you next Tuesday towards Tasha was because Tasha was just so mean to me. She was so mean. She was saying words. Y'all were both throwing words. Like, let's not play like you weren't calling her names too, honey, because you were doing the same thing. This whole let me tear up and try to play the victim thing is ridiculous, and that's the only thing that Lita does. Just the same as when Eric came home early to find out what went down with her and Tasha, her explanation was that she was just so rude. Like, all I did was clean. No, you provoked her. You never were supposed to go into a room, regardless of if her room was like toe up from the floor up. You ain't got nothing to do with inside that woman's room. Like, she could like actually have you escorted out by the cops. Even if you had a landlord and you didn't pay them for at least 2 months, they're not gonna kick you out, because most likely you already paid a deposit, and that deposit they'll just take the deposit before they kick you out. So even 1 month, even not paying your rent for 1 month would not cause you to get kicked out. So Lita is just doing all kind of illegal shit. Last but not least is Steven and Olga. This one had me stressed. I'm stressed for Olga. I'm stressed for Richie. And I'm stressed that Steven doesn't see what he's doing or saying that he's going to do. He's ridiculous. Steven, you don't know what a SSN is? A SSN, a social security number. You are an adult person who's been a citizen of the United States your entire life. You have a passport, so I know you know what a social security number is. So how did you not put 2 and 2 together, that if you have this new human being that you are going to make a citizen of the United States, that they're going to need to have a social security number? So this paper that says SSN might just be referring to said social security number when it says SSN. But yet you want to take this child to live with you in the United States, where you have no house, you have a minimum wage job. Do you know how much childcare costs, especially for a baby that's as young as Richie? So when you go to your minimum wage job, I'm assuming you're going to also need to get an apartment or somewhere to live other than couch surfing every week. You're going to need to have a space for that baby. So when you calculate the rent that you're going to be paying in Maryland, is that? Maryland, that's right in the DMZ area. So your rent is going to be a little bit higher than Baraboo, Wisconsin. When you calculate all of that, how does it make any sense that you will come to America and take Richie with you? how exactly are you planning on making this life work? Okay, because I'm assuming that when you come home from waiting tables all day, you don't want to be taking care of a baby that you think should be able to go an hour or whatever without getting food, or you think the mom should just ignore when the child cries. And for some reason you feel like when you get home from work and this child is crying and you freak out, like, what do you think? It's gonna be easy? So what sense does it make trying to get the baby to the United States, just to get him to the United States, even though they tell you at the embassy that your child can be a US citizen and still stay in Russia because, you know, it's a baby, and maybe it wouldn't be right to just rip the newborn baby away from his mom. Like, we saw what Olga was going through while he was in the embassy and she couldn't go in. Like, it was like torture for her, the way she started crying when she saw Richie again, only for him to say, I think that I should still take Richie, even though they say he can stay here. Boy, do yourself a favor and do Richie a favor, and do not take him away from his mother. And I cannot see how it makes any sense when he says, I didn't grow up with a father because, you know, his father died. So I don't want my child to not grow up with a father. So you're just going to do the same thing over with Richie, but you're going to do it a different way. What you're going to do is you're going to have Richie 20 years from now saying to a TLC camera, you know, because he's going to end up in the same cycle as you, is basically what you're suggesting for him, that do you want your child to say, I didn't grow up with a mother, but I had a father, but he was unfit. He tried, but he was unfit to do it by himself? Or do you want to say, oh, I had a father and a mother, and I would go from Russia to the United States, and I would spend time with both of them throughout the year, until my mom was able to move to America and we all lived together? Which would make more sense? Because he's giving me the vibe that if he gets Richie over to the United States, he will somehow just not send him back, because he really doesn't trust the area that Olga lives in. And if it takes 10 years for Olga to get to the United States, she might not see her child for that 10 years. That's the kind of vibe I'm getting from Steven. Thank you for watching my review of 90 Day Fiance. If you like my reviews, feel free to subscribe, you know, subscribe for more, you know, subscribe for more. Do it. Just do it. Do it. Do it.